Here we are on the wheels again, and this time traveling to Salzburg. The OBB-operated train left the Vienna Central and the cityscape started fading away, dissolving into a canvas full of natural beauty. The journey itself is spectacular, crossing small towns and quiet villages, crystal clear rivers, elegant alpine foothills, and wide green fields. Glimpses of hills, forests, red-roofed houses, and the Danube Valley make every moment gorgeous and memorable. Besides being famous as the birthplace of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Salzburg is also well known for its scenic beauty, musical heritage and medieval charm. With the Alps standing close like a custodian and Salzach River flowing through, the city close to the German border is incredibly picturesque. We reached the station around 9:30 a.m. Salzburg Station, established in 1890, is the main rail hub in Western Austria and an important border station between Austria and Germany. As in every city we visited, the first thing we did was collect the city card from the information center inside the station. After that, we quickly grabbed some breakfast and coffee, which were absolutely necessary at that moment. We then walked about 7 minutes and checked ourselves into our hotel, Urban Stay Salzburg, a cozy and informal place located very close to Mirabell Palace. After freshening up, it was time to begin sightseeing. Our first destination was the Old Town, across the Salzach River. Walking along Altar Market under glittering sunlight, with a cool breeze around us, our minds settled into a peaceful calm. The old market square just opened for the day and the shops were being set up and stacked with items. Nearby lies Residenzplatz, the central square of the old town, surrounded by several historic landmarks. The residence fountain was built during 1660s and is made up of Untersberg marble, a stone taken from a nearby mountain. Salzburg Cathedral or Salzburger Dom is a magnificent example of 17th century baroque architecture. With its large dome, striking marble facade, and beautifully frescoed interiors, the cathedral is one of the city's most famous landmarks. Beside the cathedral stands the Neue Residenz, a historic palace built in the 16th century as the official residence and administrative center of the Prince Archbishops of Salzburg. It is well known for its Salzburg Carillon or the Glockenspiel Tower, which plays melodies several times a day. Today, the building houses the Salzburg Museum, displaying art, cultural history, and exhibits related to the city's past. Another notable building nearby is St. Michael's Church, built in the 12th century. Like most visitors to the Old Town, we took the Festungsbahn funicular railway from the lower station on Festungsgasse Street in Salzburg's historic center and began our climb toward the city's most famous landmark, Hohensalzburg Fortress. As the funicular ascended the hill, the view from the carriage was spectacular, the autumn sky glowing above, trees dressed in gold and green, the crystal blue Salzach River flowing below, and the distant alpine mountains appearing calm and serene. The funicular stopped at the upper station inside the fortress complex. From there we were greeted with a stunning 360-degree view of the city. Perched on Festungsberg Hill and built in 1027, Hohensalzburg Fortress once served as the residence and defensive stronghold of the Prince Archbishops of Salzburg. Today it remains one of the largest and best preserved medieval fortresses in Europe, offering breathtaking panoramic views of the city. Rooftops, church domes, and above all the majestic alpine range glowing in the gentle sunlight. Drifting patches of cloud created shifting patterns of light and shadow across the hills, as if revealing mysteries preserved there for thousands of years. We began exploring the inner chambers of Hohensalzburg Fortress, where the medieval architecture still stands remarkably intact. Thick stone walls, arched corridors, and narrow stairways instantly transported us back several centuries. The name Salzburg literally means salt castle. The city derived its prosperity from the thriving salt mining and trading industry long before modern sea salt production became widespread. To commemorate this rich heritage, one of the fascinating displays inside the fortress is a miniature model of the fortress crafted entirely from salt blocks. As we continued our exploration, we wandered through the magnificent Golden Hall and Golden Chamber, admired collections of medieval weapons, and visited St. George's Church. Wherever we walked within the fortress walls, the majestic view of the city and alpine ranges surrounded us. Their serene presence created an atmosphere of tranquility and wonder, making the entire experience both peaceful and unforgettable. As we climbed down from the fortress, we went inside the St. Peter's Abbey. Founded in 7th century by St. Rupert of Salzburg, it's one of the oldest and continuously functioning monasteries in the German-speaking world. Just behind it is the St. Peter's Cemetery closer to the rock face of the hill. Considered as one of the most beautiful cemeteries in Europe, it's famous for its ornate iron crosses, flower-filled graves and arcaded tombs. An UNESCO World Heritage Site, Domquartier Salzburg is a large interconnected museum and architecture ensemble that showcases about 1,300 years of political, religious, artistic and musical history. Walking inside the building, one would come across lavish state rooms, art galleries of European paintings from 16th to 19th century, long gallery of St. Peter's Abbey, and collection of treasures and religious artworks from Salzburg churches. The entire building is uniquely decorated with frescoes, murals, marble statues, crystal chandeliers, delicately crafted furniture and whatnot. In Salzburg, wherever one goes and whatever one does, the invisible presence of a man who died more than 230 years ago can still be felt. The son of the soil who became one of the greatest composers of all time and inspired generations of musicians and audiences, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. To experience this feeling more closely, we arrived at Mozart's birthplace, Mozart Geburtshaus, the house where Wolfgang Amadeus, the youngest child of Leopold and Anna Maria Mozart, was born. Originally built in the 12th century, the house stands in Salzburg's historic center. Mozart was born here on the 27th of January 1756, and the building was later opened as a public museum in 1880. Today, the multi-storied museum displays many fascinating items related to Mozart's life. These include his childhood violin, other musical instruments such as the concert violin, grand piano, and fortepiano, instruments belonging to Leopold Mozart, original letters and documents, portraits, and various belongings of the Mozart family. It was in this house that the child prodigy first learned music and began developing his extraordinary talent under the guidance of his father. The careful preservation of the rooms, furniture, utensils, and everyday household items used by the family creates a powerful illusion for visitors, as if the great composer has merely stepped out for a moment and might return at any time. In 1773, the Mozart family moved to a larger residence known as Mozart Wohnhaus near the market square. Mozart spent his teenage and early adult years there before leaving Salzburg for Vienna to pursue his musical career. Very close to the Wohnhaus stands the birthplace of the renowned physicist Christian Doppler, who discovered the Doppler effect, a phenomenon that later had groundbreaking applications in fields such as astrophysics, medical imaging, radar technology, and weather forecasting. As the evening approached, the altar market was in full swing. The place was bustling with shops, selling handicrafts, gift items, fruits and vegetables, flowers, cheeses, and eatables. During the Middle Ages, this square served as the main trading center of Salzburg. Over time, it developed into a lively square, and we could easily feel its vibrancy by witnessing the joy and festivity among the people gathered there. Under a mackerel sky, the Salzach River seemed quiet and serene after the day's work had come to an end. Pedestrians roamed like drifting clouds, and cyclists enjoyed their rides along the tracks. As we traced our way back to our hotel across the bridge, Hohensalzburg Fortress seemed to be looking at us and bidding us goodbye with a promise to meet again.